How's it going, you guys? Mr. Pike here. Welcome to the very first video of Online Algebra 2. In these videos, you're going to be learning how to do this stuff. I'm going to be teaching you guys. Obviously, I just said how to do this stuff. I repeat myself a lot, but hopefully that will help you get it in your brain. And I do talk fast throughout these because I know that you guys are going to be able to rewind. You guys are going to be able to hear me say stuff again. I'm going to be as explanatory as possible, but please, anytime you guys need help with anything, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Yeah! So let's do some math and let's get on with it. So in this very first section, we're going to be coming up with systems of equations. We're not really going to be solving them yet. We're going to talk about that more in the next video. But we're just going to kind of see how we use systems of equations or multivariable equations in everyday life and how it comes up. So like the Killer Monkeys, my favorite band. So something that's important with this, create two equations with at least two facts. You're going to be given two facts. So we'll kind of see how that works too. Always make sure you name the variables and write each fact as a variable expression. That's what they're going to be telling you guys throughout the Apex system as well. So let's kind of see how we use these things. So like here we have the Killer Monkeys are having a concert in Houston this weekend. They sold 1,350 tickets to adults and children. Each adult ticket is $8 and each child ticket is $4. They made this much. How much of each type did they sell? Again, we're not trying to solve this. We're just trying to come up with some facts. So write an equation to represent the total number of tickets sold. So it looks like the two things here are adults and children. So I will say adults, I will use the variable A. Children, I will use the variable C, children. And to say how many number of tickets are sold, they sold 1,350, so don't we know that the number of adults plus the number of children should equal the total sum of 1,350 altogether? Okay, there's your first equation. Then this other equation, get out of the way, get out of the way. Write an equation to represent the total amount made by the band. Well, it says they made 8,544, and each adult ticket was $8, so 8 times each adult ticket plus 4 times each child's ticket should be a total of $8,544. That's a cheap concept. Probably because you never heard of them. The Killer Monkeys! I don't know, sorry. All right, moving on. Again, don't forget, you guys can rewind, you can think about it. I highly suggest before I actually teach you how to do a problem that you kind of try it, especially after you see me do one or two of them. I'll make sure that I do enough that hopefully you'll catch along very well into the topic by the end of the video. But make sure you guys are trying these as you're going along to kind of get some practice, make sure that you're actually doing it correct. And then as you go through the content as well, try to go back through the Apex system. You don't necessarily have to pay too much attention to the slides. You can read through them real quick, but they do have practice problems in there too that you guys can do those to make sure that you're on the right track so that we can all get really good grades in here. All right, again, as always, please, 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 I can't say it enough. Let me know. I'm here for you guys. You guys are my booze and base. I'm going to be taking care of you best I can, but you got to let me take care of you, so let me know I need to take care of you. All right, let's get it. I'm sorry, I'm really weird. There's like nobody around. So I feel like I'm talking to nobody, but I'm talking to you. All right, stop wasting time. I'm bad about that. All right, the test is worth 100 points. Each multiple question is worth 3 points. Each short answer question is worth 5 points. If the test has 28 questions, how many multiple choice questions are there? So let's go ahead and define our variables. Looks like the multiple choice, I will call that M, and the short answer, I don't like using S, but sometimes we can. So let's go ahead and use it, but I'll kind of show you why I don't like it. Because it kind of ish looks like a 5, but people are going to be using it. So let's just get used to it. So if the test is 28 questions, how many multiple choice? Write an equation to represent the number of test questions. So it looks like it has 28 questions. So multiple choice plus short answer is a total of 28 questions. The total points, each multiple choice is worth 3 points, and each short answer is worth 5 points. So 3 times the multiple choice plus 5 times the short is supposed to be 100 points altogether. That's really it. That's all we're looking for. Again, we'll learn how to solve these in the next video. Get out of the way, cord. All right, moving on. An owner of a bike shop was taking inventory of their bicycles and tricycles. If an owner counted 36 seats and 98 wheels, how many tricycles does the bike shop have? And we're not trying to answer this, but it says write a system of equations to represent the situation. So here it's not breaking it down like it did before. So we had one sentence. We had one sentence with this. Each multiple choice is worth 3 points, and each short answer is 5. 28 questions. So we kind of figured out how to break this down. Well, here we have two things. It's telling us that we have bicycles and tricycles. We have 36 seats and 98 wheels. Well, a bicycle, I'm going to call that B, and a tricycle T, because if I have, for bicycles, there should be 2 wheels. So if I do 2 for every bicycle and 3 for every tricycle, there should be a total of 98 wheels. And then for the seats, bicycle only has 1 seat, so does a tricycle, unless you're doing never mind. Bicycles only have 1 seat. So bicycles plus tricycles, I can't talk today, has a total of 36 seats altogether. That's really it. That's all the system of equation that it is looking for. All right, moving on. We're almost done with this one, believe it or not. So this summer, you plan to get a job working as a camp counselor, and you make $9 an hour as a counselor. You already have a job as a programmer for a company that you make $12 an hour. That's pretty cool. If you can only work 25 hours a week, how many hours should you work at each job to make at least $270? So that's kind of a cool thing. It's like at least $270. We could work more somewhere. But we have 42 hours, right? Oh, no, 25 hours, a little bit less. So the hours as a counselor, I will call C. The hours as a programmer, I will call P. So counseling hours plus programming hours has to be less than or equal to 25 hours. So you can work less than 25 hours, but you can only work 25 hours. You can't work more than that. So this is signifying the number of hours worked as counselor plus programmer has to be less than 25 altogether. That's all that is saying. Get off there. All right, so now the other part of this, another one. You can, 25 hours, you want to make at least $270. So if I make $9 as a counselor, so $9, work pen, right on the paper. So $9 as a counselor plus $12 as a programmer. This needs to be more than $270. And it can be equal to, because it says at least, so the bare minimum that we can make, but we have to make more money than just the $270. So notice how those inequalities are facing. So again, this was you can only work up to 25, so the number of hours worked had to be less than 25, and the amount of money we made needed to be more than 270. Right, so that's a system of inequalities, because they're not equal to. We could have something greater than or less than that. All right, let's look at another one. It's also inequalities. Again, I would highly suggest you guys try these. Try to do them by yourself first, and then you guys can see the solution and see how it works out. All right, here we go. A candy shop sells a peach ring for $3 a pound and watermelon taffy for $2 a pound. Class is planning a party that is only allowed to buy 12 pounds of candy and can only spend $30 on candy. How many pounds of each type should they buy to make most of their money? All right, system of equality to represent the situation. So peach rings and watermelon taffy, we can only buy 12 pounds of it. So peach rings, I'm going to call P. Watermelon taffy, I'm going to call X. No, I know you were guessing W, so I'm going to do a W as well. I was just trying to mess with you. I'm sorry. But we can only buy 12 pounds. So watermelon plus peach has to be less than or equal to 12 pounds. We cannot buy more than that. And we can only spend $30. So if peach rings are $3 a pound and watermelon is $2 a pound, 2 times the watermelon plus 3 times the peach must be less than $30. We don't have any more than that either. And notice, I kind of wrote these a little bit out of order because I wanted you to see that it really doesn't matter what order we write these in. These equations, if I say W plus P or P plus W less than or equal to 12, or 3P plus 2W less than or equal to 30, they mean exactly the same thing. Okay, there's no difference in these equations. Don't forget that 1 plus 2 is the same thing as 2 plus 1. What did I just write? As 2 plus 1, right? Same thing, mean exactly the same thing, it's just written in a different order. Just like 8 times 7 is the same thing as 7 times 8. All right, so, well, you get it. But pay attention. The only thing that matters is if I had like 3 minus 1 needs to be the same thing as negative 1 plus 3. I can reorder them, but the sign has to stay with the number that is the negative. All right, hopefully this first video was helpful. As always, please, 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 please ask me questions. Feel free to watch this again as you guys go through the quizzes. If you guys have any questions, please, please, please email me. I'm checking it at least 2 times a day. Not 2 times a day, once every 2 hours. Usually I'm checking it at least like, I don't know, 8 times a day, something like that. But please, 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 I just want you guys to reach out. Feel comfortable talking to me. I will never be mean to you guys. Help you. Words, I'm terrible with them. Let me help you though. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.